Working and commuting in Chicago can test a driver's stamina along with the sturdiness of that driver's vehicle. Long commutes can brutalize a car with stop-and-go traffic, long periods of sitting idle, and hazardous road conditions. But working in Chicago can also mean higher living expenses, gas prices, and food prices, which can brutalize a commuter's credit. This is why, in a city of almost 3 million people, there are hundreds of sources for bad credit auto loans in Chicago, Illinois. The number of people living in Chicago who qualify for bad credit auto loans is growing in a climate where economic stability is on the rise. For this reason, a very competitive market targeting customers with bad credit is also growing and developing very flexible standards for meeting the financing needs of this group of people. Bad credit auto loans generally come with higher interest rates and higher lending costs to cover the risk of potential defaults on a car loan, and the standards for how much a bad credit rating impacts those costs vary from lender to lender. This leaves the potential borrower wondering where to go for that bad credit auto loan. The majority of bad credit auto loans in Chicago are made at the dealership. Dealerships provide auto loans to fit just about any credit level as they access multiple banks as well as the financial arms of major car manufacturers. This offers a unique flexibility when making auto loans to people with bad credit, as well as convenience with a sort of one-stop car buying experience. But dealerships are in the business to sell cars before auto loans. Whatever the financial condition of the buyer, the dealership will attempt to sell as much a car to that consumer as it can get away with. Then it will move into the particulars of financing that car, even if it takes 8 years for the consumer to pay it off. Without careful planning, a car buyer with bad credit can fall into a trap rather than a bargain. Banks, credit unions, and lending companies in Chicago are in the business to move money around with as little risk as possible. Perfect credit is a guarantee for getting an auto loan with low interest rates. But most people don't have perfect credit and have to rely on these institutions to provide bad credit auto loans that won't eat them alive in interest payments. While many banks won't show as much flexibility as car dealerships as to who they lend to, those companies that specialize in auto loans can meet the dealership's ability to provide bad auto loans with the same kind of bargains minus the high-pressure sales tactics. Many have loan programs specifically targeting consumers with bad credit and only require that those people show proof of income and a certain level of stability in paying off debts. Whether a person has good or bad credit, integrity is the key factor in determining how they'll be treated by any Chicago financial institution. When an individual is struggling with bad credit, there is hope for getting an auto loan with interest rates and loan costs that won't overly stress that person's budget, if they are willing to make it clear to the lender that they have little to no risk of failing to pay off that loan. Honest, hardworking people can find affordable bad credit auto loans in Chicago, Illinois. Federal Auto Loan. Good credit, bad credit, no credit, all good.